Hello, everyone, and welcome to Trending, a show all about all of the diverse things happening right here in West Hollywood. I'm Tracy Savage, your host, and today we're going to be talking about keeping our city safe. West Hollywood is a great place to live, and one big reason, the safety of its citizens, has always been a top priority. Joining me today on Trending are two people who make safety their full-time jobs. We have our new Sheriff Station Captain Gary Honings and also Lieutenant Dave Smith, the liaison to the city of West Hollywood. Gentlemen, both of you, thank you so much for joining me here today. Captain Honings, I want to begin with you. So you are the new captain for the Sheriff Station here in West Hollywood. Relatively new. It's been 8 months, but
Correct.
You're certainly no newcomer to the city of West Hollywood. Tell us a little bit about your experience working here in this city of West Hollywood.
Sure. Once again, thank you very much for having us. I've been the captain now for 8 months, as you said. However, I do have experience at the station at different ranks. I've been at the West Hollywood station for 17 years.
Wow.
Dave and I have been working shoulder to shoulder over that time, and so I have a lot of experience with the station, with the city, the concerns of the city, the needs of the city over the 17 years. I was a sergeant here. I was also a watch commander here, a lieutenant, and then for the last 5 or 6 years, I've been the second in command at the station to our past Captain Buddy Goldman and Captain Kelly Frazier. And now I get the chance to come back to be the station captain.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank
That's
you very
a
much.
wonderful career track. You must have been doing something right.
I hope.
So tell me, what are your responsibilities now as captain? You're the boss. You're the big cheese.
I am. I no longer can turn around and say, somebody help me out here and give me the book to show me what to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a great responsibility that I have. I have the responsibility not only to the men and women at the Sheriff Station, but I have the responsibility to the citizens that live in West Hollywood, 38,000 residents. I have the responsibility to provide the public safety for all of our visitors that visit us throughout the year, the people that come into the entertainment venues. So I have a huge responsibility to provide that public safety. And over the years, we've got great programs in place, great people in place that will help us achieve our goal of providing safe place for the residents and people to come in and have a great time and live, work, and play in our city.
Fantastic. Well, speaking of great people that are helping you out, we have with us also Lieutenant Dave Smith. Let's learn a little bit about you. You're the liaison to the city of West Hollywood. What exactly does that mean?
Well, technically, I am what they call the service area lieutenant for the city. The city contracted that position for me back in 2006. I've been in that position since that time.
Wow.
Part of my jobs are I work really closely with the public safety director of the city, Kristen Cook, who's fantastic to work for. I also work really close with the city manager and also all the city councils. So if there's this sheriff's related issue that comes across the council desks or through the public safety department, they'll go to me. Then it's my job is to investigate it and to determine who at the station is best to handle that duty as far as that issue.
So you are definitely the city's best friend.
They've said that, yes.
Yeah.
And some of the other duties, I also manage our cops team, our entertainment policing team, and our bicycle team as well.
All right, well, speaking of teams, the Sheriff Station here in West Hollywood has some very effective programs and teams that help you police this city. And let's talk about a few of those programs. You just mentioned COPS. It is the Community-Oriented Policing and Problem-Solving Program. What is it? Tell me a little bit about that, Lieutenant Smith.
Well, that was first started back in 1994. That's how long it's been in place.
Yeah.
What it is, we focus on a lot of the quality of life issues in the city. It's a team currently made up of 4 deputies and a team leader that we have. We focus on neighborhood disputes, homeless issues, ongoing problems in the neighborhood as far as we have a neighbor dispute that's going on for a while. Those deputies have the time that they can take extra time to focus on those problems, work with both parties. They also work a lot of special events, adjust their schedules to accommodate meetings, neighborhood watch meetings, and pretty primarily they focus on the quality of life issues that occur daily in the city of West Hollywood.
It's really nice to have this dedicated team that can really focus and get to know what the core of the problem is, as opposed to being, busy with other things and having to rush off to other places.
Correct. Like I said, they're able to take their time. They don't get to assign radio calls like the regular patrol deputy that's bouncing from one call to the other. They can, actually go there for an hour and sit there and listen to both parties involved and hopefully solve the problem right there.
Well, West Hollywood, of course, is a great city for pedestrians and for people on bicycles, and you can get pretty much anywhere without needing a car. And the LA County Sheriff's Department has developed this innovative program called BEAR, Bicycle Education and Registration. What are the details about this?
That's correct, Tracy. In 2007, one of our own sheriff's deputies at the station, Deputy Kenny Netchko, actually approached me in the hallway one day and said, I was a lieutenant at the time, and what he wanted to run by us is really at that point just a registration program for bicycles to help us in the city recover bikes that were predominantly stolen within the city, and have that registration program so we could retrieve those bicycles after they were reported stolen. And he came up with a stickering system to ID those bicycles, similar to the programs that the city has had in the past, LA City and LA County, but we wanted to make it more specific to the city of West Hollywood. But then Deputy Netchko took it to a different level, where he put in the education part of bicycle and bicycle safety. And what it was designed behind is really giving children of West Hollywood an avenue to learn about bicycles, bicycle safety, how to ride a bicycle properly, the rules and regulations of the road. And so what Ken started was just a fledgling program that now has blossomed in since the inception. What we've done in the Sheriff's Department for BEAR is we recover bicycles through the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department, and then each youth activities leagues that are stationed around the county rebuilds those bicycles with those children. And today, since 2007, they've been able to give youth 3,000 bicycles.
Wow.
Yeah, so they start with, and then part of that process in the education part, as I said, is the students receive the bicycle at their graduation. They go through a small program, like I said, building bicycle, maintaining it, and the bike that they maintain and build is the one they get to keep at graduation. So that's predominantly it. It started as a registration program, blossomed into this great youth program, and through Sheriff Leroy Baca's vision, now we have it at a total of 17 stations and bureaus throughout the county. And all those children are benefiting from the program.
And so is everybody in the entire city, because more people that are comfortable on bikes and use bikes, it keeps, as they get older, it'll keep the cars off the streets and help with clean air and parking and traffic and all those other issues.
Yeah, absolutely. And what we found really interesting is obviously the parents took a real great interest to the program, to watch their child go through the program, and then their awareness on bicycle safety and education is also elevated too.
I love it. That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's a great program.
Well, it's not just kids out on bikes. You also have officers who spend their time pedaling around the city. It's a bicycle patrol team. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, currently it's made up of 4 deputies at our station. They work both sides of the week. One team of 2 works Sunday through Wednesday, and the other team works Wednesday through Saturday.
Okay.
So they primarily work on day shift hours from 6 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Okay.
And they are extra patrols in the alleys. They do get radio calls, but their focus is a lot of the quality of life issues as well. They're around the whole city. They pedal from Doheny all the way to La Brea, probably 10 times a day, just going out there being visible.
Yeah,
So,
and it's nice because the public gets to see them out. They're not in a patrol car. They're actually there on the street.
they're really close with all the business owners because of their close proximity.
Sure.
They're riding on the sidewalk or in the streets or walking their bikes, like you said. So the business owners really appreciate them being around. So.
And it gets them back to basic police services of actually out there shaking hands and meeting people and basic policing.
Well, every year during the summer, this nation celebrates National Night Out. I have been covering this for years. I think I don't know how long, 20 years maybe. It's been a great event, and I know it's a really big deal here in West Hollywood. The city has won awards for their participation. For folks who aren't aware, tell us about National Night Out, what it is, and why it's such a benefit to everybody.
Well, from my aspect, and I'm sure Dave will chime in as well, from my aspect, it's just partnership building. Yeah. You know, we partner not only with the city for our National Night Out, we work directly with public safety, Laura Manukian at City Hall. It's a great program. And then we get to partner with our fire brothers and sisters, and we go out there with city council members and members of the West Hollywood City Hall staff and the mayor and the city manager. And we get to go out and really meet the people and mingle the people that we're providing service for 365 days a year. for me as a station captain, I love National Night Out because they get to see us as regular human beings.
Yeah.
That, you know, we're your police and fire persons. However, we put our pants on just like everybody else, and we're out here to celebrate just crime prevention and that special night throughout the whole United States. But like you said, it's really huge here in the city of West Hollywood.
That's fantastic. Well, you just mentioned crime prevention, and you know, you work hard to respond to crime, but the key is to prevent it, right? So you have a lot of programs that are aimed toward preventing crimes. You've a number of them. Let's talk a little bit about identity theft. I know that's something that's important right now, especially this internet explosion and the digital age that we're in. This kind of protection is really important.
Yeah, right now, especially Tracy, you said it, with the internet, identity theft has grown so proportionately throughout the world, actually. I myself has been a victim of identity theft.
Ooh.
And yeah, it's the proactive stuff that we try to do prior to that crime actually happening. Yeah. And it's getting pretty big on our department and through Los Angeles County. We have a specialized bureau that deals with identity theft, but at home here in the city of West Hollywood, we do a lot of education. We partner with the city. Dave will go through it. We partnered with the city to come up with a brochure, and we hand that out during our neighborhood watch meetings. The cops team will take it out and hand it out to people to give them a couple helpful hints on identity theft and how they can prevent identity theft, or at least protect them so they don't become a victim to that crime. Unfortunately, it's getting bigger and better, like you said, through the internet. We hope our education is a big part of it, which will help prevent some of it. And then once we get to that point, if it does become a crime, we have station detectives, obviously, that jump right on it. Right. And we also have the luxury of using the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department as a whole,
sure, because
they have specialized bureaus just to handle identity theft.
Yeah. What about keeping people from being carjacked? How do you obviously there's got to be some pretty common sense things people can do. I know when I'm driving and I'm on the freeway, I don't think about it. And the minute I exit the freeway, I start to think, are my doors locked? Mm-hmm. And I grab my purse and put it in the middle of the console so it's not somewhere on the side or on the seat. What are some of the things that the city does that your sheriff station in West Hollywood will do to help people protect themselves?
Well, part of what Gary just said is the neighborhood watch meetings. We focus a lot on that, on the violent crimes that are a possibility. You know, knock on wood that we don't have a lot of these carjackings in our city.
Yes.
And that's based upon education of the folks that live in the city. We have a transitory population. We have a population of 37,000 people here, but any given day there's 100,000 people driving through here.
Right.
So we have a lot of people come through there. It's just the fact of knowing your surroundings. You know, when you get into your car, you can always get carjacked when you're walking into your car from your house. So always know your surroundings. Try to park in a well-lit area. And as far as, you know, like you said, Tracy, keeping your doors locked is very important. Yeah. And just know your surroundings. It's education. Don't be complacent. Yeah. Complacency leads to problems. And we talk about that at our station. In fact, our monthly training for our deputies is complacency. Yeah. So we can't be complacent, and we try to educate the folks not to be complacent. Knowing your surroundings. It's
so easy because you think, it hasn't happened to me. It's never going to happen to me. I'm fine. I'm not going to worry about it. And that's when you become a target. Mm-hmm.
And especially in our city here, I like to brag a little. Our crime rate is really, really low right now. But with that comes complacency, exactly like Dave says. You have a low crime rate, so everybody feels safe, and then we kind of rest a little bit, and that's when we get victim of our own crimes.
Yes, so. I'm sure. Well, the sheriff's station here in West Hollywood has an additional weapon in your arsenal to prevent crime, the block-by-block security ambassadors. And this is also a relatively new program. What is this about?
Well, actually, Trace, it's not really that new. It's new on Santa Monica, but it's been in existence on Sunset. It started first on Sunset in 2001.
Okay.
To assist, we had a Sunset policing team back there when the cruising was a problem, the nightlife there were a lot of issues at night starting in 2001. The block-by-block security ambassadors were started in 2001 on Sunset. So this is kind of a spin-off to focus on Santa Monica Boulevard, and they've been nothing but fantastic. I'm kind of the liaison with both factions, the Sunset one as well as the Santa Monica one. And they're made up, specifically on the Santa Monica one, there's made up of 12 officers. They have 2 supervisors that are out there every night with them. They have certain missions on every night. They're divided up in certain divisions throughout the city, and they focus on the issues that are stemming, that are brought to my attention, as well as the Sheriff's Department attention. So they're available via cell phone every night, by all the citizens of West Hollywood. So they're a great resource for us and an extra tool for us.
And they're security ambassadors, but they're members of the department?
No, they are. It's a private
that's
company.
okay.
Block by Block is the company
Got
based
it.
out of Kentucky.
Okay.
So the city contracted with them, and
All
they
right.
are all non-sworn ladies and gentlemen
Got it.
who ride bicycles.
Okay.
They are another tool for us out there on
Perfect.
bicycles, and they go into all the neighborhoods in the north and south of Santa Monica, and the residents love them.
I bet. Fantastic. Well, to wrap things up a little bit, let's talk about some of the main issues right now. I know, things change through the years, and there's certain things that are a hot topic, a big focus. What's going on right now? What are some of the challenges that the City of West Hollywood and your LA County Sheriff's Substation is facing here in this area?
Well, like I said before, Tracy, our crime rate's low, so that's a good thing. But along those lines, we have quality of life issues that come up almost on a daily basis. And for a lot of people, those are the most important things, rightfully so. And one of the quality of life issues that we're dealing with now and into the future is homelessness here in West Hollywood. I wouldn't say we have a problem with homelessness, but we do have an issue with homelessness. And it's incumbent upon myself as the station commander, along with Dave Smith and everybody on our COPS team, to come up with a good comprehensive program to take us in the future how we're going to deal with the homelessness. Being homeless is not a crime. Unfortunately for us, when we deal with it, sometimes we deal with the criminal element of homelessness. And one of the things that we do is partner with the city. We have so many great divisions and directors in the city that help us with the homeless issues, along with our partners in public safety and our partners in PATH that work with us, which is a nonprofit that works outside of the city. But with their help and with Dave's team's help, we tried to look for the future to make the homeless issue a little bit more tolerable for everyone.
PATH is People Assisting the Homeless. That's the acronym for that.
Yeah.
And they have 2 locations real close, one in Hollywood, one in Los Angeles. And they come out and do a lot of intervention themselves. They're out there sometimes without telling us. They're contacting the homeless as well, offering them shelter, jobs, placements, etc.
They're fantastic.
So there's already a lot going on, but it's something that it's an ongoing problem, and you got to stay on top of it.
Correct.
Yeah, all right. Well, Captain Honing, Lieutenant Smith, I want to thank you both so much for all you do for the City of West Hollywood, for keeping us all very safe, and for joining me here today on Trending.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you, Tracy.
Thanks.
Very much.
And I'm Tracy Savage. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, everyone.